I've worked with hundreds of paralegals, and all of them have this one thing in common. They're handling attorney level tasks, but still struggling to make ends meet. So if you're feeling that same reality, that ends today, because I'm going to share with you 3 key strategies to go from overlooked and underpaid to confidently owning your worth and building a thriving, high-earning paralegal business. Let's start with the problem breakdown. Why do paralegals find themselves in this predicament in the first place? Reason number 1 is law firms do not see the true value of what you bring to the table. Now, I know that's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, if they did, you wouldn't be in the predicament of not being able to make ends meet and watching this video. But I really want to get clear on why they're not seeing your true value, so that when we start getting into the steps of breaking ourselves free from this, it makes more sense. The blended role of paralegal / legal assistant is still very much present in the legal industry today.
What do you mean?
Despite the ABA giving us a clear distinction of what it means to be a paralegal, attorneys and law firms are still meshing that title with the general admin function role. Long story short, they're doing this because they feel that it's giving them a cost savings ability to not need a full-blown paralegal that is very competent, high-level, senior in the practice area. Law firms are still using this blended role approach because in their minds, they think it is a cost-saving measure for their law firms. They're not clearly defining the 2 roles between paralegal and legal assistant, because if they can blend them, they find this happy median of what they call the in-between role. And that has given us that $60,000 average annual salary. And because law firms have done this historically since the paralegal role emerged back in the 1960s, all they see on you and your fellow colleagues that are sitting in these blended roles are murky ROI waters. They're not seeing the true return on investment that every dollar they pay you pays back to their firm. Because you might be handling 1 billable hour, billing out at $150 or $300 to the law firm's clients, but then going on to spending 2 hours on tasks and admin function and little piddly office duties that cannot be reclaimed in the form of billing their client. So they're not seeing that direct, clear return on investment that they would if they were to keep a paralegal just strictly in the billable work as much as possible. As a result, we see low-paying blended role, paralegal, legal assistant, office admin, secretary. I'm sure there's a million other types of little tasks that they plunk into our job descriptions so that they can keep a cost low and profits higher. Law firms that actually break these roles apart into pieces and keep everybody in their zone of purpose for the law firm are able to truly see a direct impact that a paralegal specific in their seat of paralegal work is able to make on the law firm. But my friend, if you're stuck in a role that is somewhere in the middle, being very much underpaid, chances are your law firm has not figured out this game-changing formula yet. I won't go any further down that conversation because it could constitute an entire video, which I have done before. Reason number 2 this problem exists, where paralegals are handling attorney-level work, but they're struggling to make ends meet because their salaries are crappy, for a lack of better terms, is because paralegals for too many years have allowed the industry to define their worth. Now, I don't outright blame you for this. Obviously, we have all been fed a lie that the career trajectory and where paralegals can see themselves in 5-10 years doesn't look much different from where they entered the field in general. They might see a $10 an hour raise over the course of 10 to 20 years. Essentially, the title that they receive on their first day of work is the title that they carry on their last day of work, and that's just the paralegal. We have allowed the industry as a whole to keep us in a box that tells us that there's no step-by-step approach to becoming a 6-figure earner and a multiple 6-figure earner. Unless we break free into bigger law firms, or essentially law firms that have their shit together, they might be able to see those higher management level roles. But generally speaking, in your average everyday law firms that most of us are working within are boxed in by a lack of career growth. And finally, number 3, a reason why paralegals are stuck in barely making ends meet type of salaries is because we have kept ourselves stuck in this employee mindset that does not allow for us to imagine that we could take matters into our own hands and change our own career trajectory. Essentially, too stuck in reason number 1 of law firms not seeing our full potential, and reason number 2 of letting the industry define our worth and the ladder that we can potentially climb. And we've just grown to accept that and stay put and either consider accepting it as a reality or leaving the industry entirely as a whole. This problem is segueing me into my 3 strategies to get you out of this predicament, because this is what you need to understand to make number 3, you're stuck in the employee mindset, no longer a problem contributing to your insufficient salary expectations for this economy and the value you truly bring to a law firm. So let's jump into the 3 strategies to get you out of this. Spoiler alert here, number 3 is going to include creating your own business, and I hope you stick around for that. But you can apply strategy 1 and 2 that I'm sharing here to get yourself to a place of higher earning jobs within the paralegal industry. Number 1 is to learn how to find and articulate your value. You can go singular in the value you bring to the table, as in one particular piece of the puzzle that is running a law firm, and then 10x down on that piece. Or you can go into broad and big picture value, which could be entire case management support for your practice area and specialty. And in a moment, I'm going to tell you how you can really start to identify your specific value, your piece, your niche in your career. But once you do that, you need to then identify how that value solves a specific problem for a specific person in a big way. I'm going to use the term finding your niche here. Ultimately, your niche is your whole value. And no, a niche does not necessarily mean a practice area. It can also mean a variety of specific bottlenecks within a law firm that can range from practice area specific all the way into bigger picture. Let me give you a few examples to help you understand what I'm aiming for here. There might be a paralegal, we'll call her Sarah, that works for a personal injury law firm, and something she's incredibly good at is discovery. And when I say discovery, not just drafting up a basic set of interrogatories and requests for production, but diving deep into discovery, organizing the crap out of it, pulling out pieces that are important, creating tables to direct attorneys to those pieces, connecting dots, and making sure both sides are being incredibly thorough. More importantly, making sure opposing counsel is being incredibly thorough. Sarah is so passionate about discovery. She knows Bates numbering. She knows literally anything you could possibly imagine as it relates to doing this tedious type of work. And as a result, she knows that in her background, she's found the missing pieces of discovery and put them together that has led to $1 million settlement. She knows that expediting her processes within discovery that she's created has allowed attorneys to bring in more cases and close matters quicker, ultimately leading that law firm to get their settlement contingency checks a hell of a lot faster than if they didn't have Sarah's support. So while Sarah might have a personal injury background, a med mal background, or a family law background, discovery is her jam. And the problem that she is able to solve for her law firm is a bottleneck backlog of discovery that, one, prevents them from being able to open and close cases quickly, get the best settlement outcomes for their clients, and ultimately leading to a better law firm reputation. Example number 2 would include Mike. Mike is a family law paralegal that basically wears all the hats in a family law firm. He handles clients from intake all the way to closing out final orders and divorce is done. But in between it, Mike really shines in being able to nurture clients through a really stressful process in their life. Because of Mike's efforts, the law firm is receiving numerous 5-star reviews, plenty of referrals from prior clients, and ultimately increasing the law firm's organic word of mouth referral marketing that costs them absolutely nothing. Example number 3 of identifying a unique value within your niche is Lauren. Lauren is a top tier criminal defense paralegal. She has handled huge criminal trials for big time firms. She shines in everything from initial discovery all the way through to being a behind the attorney bench trial. She is the puppeteer that is literally the reason attorneys are winning cases. Lauren has no interest to particularly pick and choose which pieces of a case she wants to work on. She likes taking the case in her hands and holding it as her baby and raising it. As a result, her law firm gets to leverage her unique skill sets, experience, and background to avoid needing to hire multiple associate attorneys altogether. She can handle such complex work that attorneys have zero need to add an expense of an associate when she can handle the case volume that they have or that they're trying to track in. Better yet, the law firm has identified little administrative tasks, given Lauren an assistant, so Lauren is able to just focus on the complexity of work that she shines in. Now, draw a distinct connection between these 3 individuals. We have Sarah, who is a discovery whiz. As a result, she allows her law firm to unclog bottlenecks, find missing pieces in discovery that lead to better settlements, and allows them to confidently bring in more clients into their law firm and not overextend their calendar. We have Mike, that is an absolutely amazing client services coordinator within his law firm. He holds clients' hands, and the problem he avoids for his law firm is unhappy clients, the need for these law firms to have to refund money back to their unhappy clients, and has given their law firm an added revenue stream just in referral marketing that costs them nothing. And 3, we have Lauren, who is the rock star of criminal defense and saves her law firm the need to hire expensive associates that they have to train up and get up to speed just to divvy up cases. So Sarah, Mike, and Lauren have all identified their unique value in a law firm. Not only have they identified that value, but we've identified how that value solves a big problem most law firms experience. Now, strategy 2 would be for all 3 of them to put a price on the value they provide. So as an employee paralegal, you're always going to be at the mercy of the job market. Yes, we can negotiate pay structures, raises, all of those things. But at the end of the day, whatever the market's telling you is reasonable and fair is what you're going to be handed. However, if you were applying these strategies to your employee career, you have no interest in building a multi-6-figure paralegal business, spoiler, you are positioning yourself by taking this value, demonstrating it to the world in the terms of personal branding, so that you will be a stronger candidate for higher paying, very strategic roles. Sarah could become the discovery specialist for a huge firm. Mike could be the client services supervisor for a law firm that handles high net worth client divorces. And Lauren, I think it's kind of self-explanatory. She could be the paralegal on the next Johnny Depp v. whatever her name was case. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos that I release on my channel. So you're already positioning yourself for higher paying jobs as you go through the personal branding, and recruiters and hiring managers are finding you, identifying the worth and the value that you have to law firms. So you're already increasing your likelihood with personal branding around these specialties and these niche values pieces. You're then personal branding on LinkedIn to make yourself more findable for recruiters, hiring managers that are heading up big paying job recruitment processes. If you go into business, you're going to have to pick your price. Nobody's going to tell you what you're going to charge. So when you're done with this video, you can watch this video here where I talk about how to price your freelance paralegal business. But I will tell you that paralegals out in the virtual legal space are charging anywhere between $60 and upwards of $200 per hour for their work. In the term of Sarah, in Sarah's example, paralegals are being very creative in identifying flat fee approaches to discovery support, and then even going as far as scaling into team models where they're bringing in multiple paralegals to work on big discovery projects for their clients under very predictable costs and profits. They can take that one process that they know and perform really well and 10x it with a team, driving in hundreds of clients and hundreds of discovery orders every single month. And in the terms of Mike, we have paralegals running very high-end client intake service teams, as well as upselling products such as ongoing client relationship management support for law firms, charging anywhere from $50 per hour to monthly subscription fees in the thousands. So once you find your price, it's time to start your business. And I want to give you a few business ideas that each Sarah, Mike, and Lauren could explore. All of them can explore a freelance paralegal business where they supply their services to an industry with their niche target audience in mind, specifically seeking their services, and they can charge an hourly rate for that, flat fee rates depending on the type of work they're doing, and just full-blown go solo, charge premium prices, fill up their client load, and easily become a $100,000 plus paralegal within the next 6 months. If you don't believe me, here's a video for you to watch on that. All three of these individuals can scale their businesses into agencies or team models where they're hiring other paralegal contractors, subcontractors, or even going as far as having employees of their own to scale their business beyond their own time and selves. All three of these paralegals have a legal course creation business right at the palm of their hands. Sarah can package all of her knowledge into a discovery course for paralegals to take and implement her exact strategies that she knows works wonders for law firms. She can work 5 to 10 hours per week, simply providing value to her paralegal community and her following. And if she works really hard at a simple, straightforward sales process that helps convert interested paralegals into paying clients, as well as law firms that are going to be willing to purchase her course to train their internal team, she could easily be looking at a 6-figure legal course creation business with working 5 to 10 hours per week. Same thing goes for Mike in teaching his processes around the amazing family law firm client intake process and client service coordinating. And Lauren can create an entire criminal defense paralegal from zero to a rock star criminal trial paralegal and sell that course at a high ticket price. Again, not only are paralegals going to be interested in buying these courses, law firms are going to be interested in buying them to help train their internal staff. All three of these paralegals, if they want to, which they probably won't have to with the amazing income that they can make with option 1 and 2. But it never hurts and it's easy to do, can create multiple streams of revenue for themselves in terms of digital products like ebooks, physical books, guides, cheat sheets, planners, anything that pairs nicely with their niche. And they can start looking at affiliate type marketing with their network and their following once they've built that up to partner with other softwares, legal AI, promote different services, have affiliate links, drive traffic to their blogs, their website, and earn passive income just by inserting and embedding links and partnering with other companies to help market those companies' products. So as you can see, the problem of paralegals being undervalued, underpaid, not staying stuck in working and doing amazing things for law firms, but not seeing that pay out in terms of their income and their time freedom and their overall sense of career enjoyment is the solution rests in the problem. So when we think about law firms constantly blending roles, not seeing true ROI, not having true career trajectory for the growth of their team, all is not only hurting the paralegal that's affected by it, but it's also hurting the law firm itself. Because if the law firm is working with Sarah, Lauren, and Mike on all of these areas of their firm in a very direct, predictable return on investment way, they're able to clear out that murky profit water of not knowing how to transfer every dollar that they spend out of their firm into profit for their firm. And it takes paralegals to start working through the solution on their own, stepping into their greatness, stepping into owning their value with confidence and demonstrating that value to the industry, attracting the ideal clients that so desperately need their singular or broad overview of support. That's how the industry starts changing right here, right now. So really, at the end of the day, it is in our hands as paralegals to step out and start building our own table. So if any of this hit home, drop a comment in what resonated the most for you. And if you want more on how to turn your paralegal skills into six figures, I encourage you to visit the link in my description and grab my free paralegal entrepreneur courses. Also, while you're there, check out my book, Paralegals Should Be Millionaires. And if you plan on hanging around, I recommend you watch this video next. It's all about why now is the best time to start your virtual paralegal business. And I think you'll find a lot of great insight beyond what was shared here.